Where's the sun?
There's a bit of cloud in the way.
But you said it was coming. I don't feel it yet.
There'll be a break in the cloud soon.
When? When?
About a minute.
You can understand the ancient Persians worshipping the sun. How still it is today. Nature is wonderful. It was through sitting and gazing at nature out in Florida that I gradually learnt the way in which I should eventually find myself. But it wasn't until years after we'd settled down here that I really found myself. Nobody could help me. Contemplation, like composition, cannot be taught. What on earth's that?
Good morning, Fred. How are you today?
Ercy!
He's throwing a tennis ball over the roof.
Now try to catch it the other side. Go and stop him before he breaks his neck.
Who is it, Delius?
That was Percy Grainger, Ercy. Sometimes he composes. Oh, no, you're frightened.
That's Percy Grainger. Sometimes he composes.
How's your wife, Percy?
She's gone off to Paris to paint.
To paint? Well, if I know anything about it, she'll paint all right. I didn't live in Paris for nothing, and all my friends were painters. Have you brought your arrangement of Song of the High Hills?
Yes, I brought it, Fred.
Well, you can play it to me tonight, if we ever get back. Percy. Thank you, Eric. That was grand. It took me right back to Norway and the mountains. Oh, and that 7 hours lugging up the mountain track.
Just before his sight failed, Fred insisted upon being carried up a mountain to see the sunset on the hills in the distance.
We knocked up a chair on a couple of poles and carried Fred up between us. I was at one end and we had this great Norwegian ox at the other.
Oh, and remember how the big Norse ox sprained his wrist and Jelka had to give him a hand.
clouds that piled themselves up near the top. It seemed hopeless.
Suddenly, they all drifted away, and there was the most glorious sunset.
And going back, I slid down the mountainside on my backside.
Come on, Fenby, we've only just started.
I think it's marvellous what you're doing for Fred. I tried to help him once in Norway with the hussar music. He could still see then, but it was hopeless. He hates repetition. And he can't explain himself, as you've no doubt found out. I'll tell you one thing. If you ever get away from here, you'll never want to hear another note of Delius as long as you live.
So long, Fenby! By the time you get back, I'll be gone.
Good morning. You're from next door.
I'm from Smallhythe, in Kent.
I'm from Yorkshire. Eric Fenby.
Do you like Jelka's house? I should think you're her type. Has she ever painted you?
Mrs. Delius, you mean? No, she doesn't paint. She's far too busy with Delius.
There used to be another painter here too. A woman. A friend of hers. They shared it. Do you go to church?
Yes?
Do you know the curé?
I've seen him at Mass.
He used to live in our house.
Oh.
Did you know that he was a peeping Tom? Jelka used to paint in the garden in the summer.
She's fond of flowers.
And nudes. There was a time when there was a house full of them. From Paris. Models. Just imagine. Delius and all those women. And Jelka and her girlfriend both crazy about him.
Well, she got him in the end.
And then it was too late.
3. That's for me.